afternoon, everybody. So as a dental assistant, it's your duty to pour an impression. So my demonstration is to teach you a successful way to pour a maxillary dental impression. Dental impressions is a necessary step to diagnose patient treatment, creating a stone model of the patient's mouth, and they involve only 3 simple steps. The first one, you need to gather your materials. The second one is putting it all together. The third one is pouring that maxillary impression. This method is taught at the Army School and has been successful in my Army career. First step you have to do is you got to gather your ingredients. So what you need is 1 dental maxillary impression, 30 milliliters of water, and 300 grams of stone. A spatula, a mixing bowl, a whip mix machine, a small brush, and then a vibrator and a tree. After you gather these materials, it's time to move on to the next step. Second, you're ready to prepare your impression and mix your materials. Ensuring your impression is properly disinfected, you're going to rinse with water and slightly air dry it. You don't want to dry it completely, because when you do that, you're going to distort your impression. Go ahead and place it back onto the tree. Now you're going to start mixing your stone. So you always want to mix your powder to your water. You're going to do this until you get about the consistency of peanut butter. No, you can't eat it. It doesn't taste that great. I already tried. If you get it too runny, it's going to take a longer setting time, and you're not going to achieve what you want. If you get it too dry, you're not going to be able to manipulate the stone itself. So now you're going to go over to your whip mix machine. You're going to put it inside. You're going to press start, and it's going to go for 30 seconds. So before they came out with these high-speed machines, they actually had you hand mix it. And you had to do the regular hand mixing for 30 seconds, and you had to do an additional 30 seconds of manual mixing yourself. So when you do this, you want to make sure that you always put it back on the tree, because if you flip it over, you have a good chance that the stone is going to pull away from the impression, and you're not going to get an accurate impression or a model of the cast. So when it starts beeping, you want to hold it from the bottom, because it's gravity, everything's going to fall. So you press stop, make sure you hold it, and bring it over to the vibrator, and you're going to turn it on. The purpose of this is to get all your stone off the lid here, and to ensure everything is back on the bottom where you started. Go ahead and put this in the sink. Now grab your maxillary impression. First step you're going to do on the pouring the impression is you're going to use a micro brush, dip it in the stone, and brush it in there. You do this so that way you don't get bubbles in there. Once you filled up the very bottom of this impression, you go ahead and put that aside and grab your spatula. Grabbing very little stone, you want to start from one side and flow it all the way into the other side. You don't want to ever put too much in there, because that's when you're gonna cause bubbles in there, and then it's not gonna come out right. Whole thing is that you want to keep the least bubbles in there. You don't want any bubbles on the teeth. If it comes up on the top, you're alright. Okay, so once you've filled up all the teeth, you're gonna now add some stone into it, and you're gonna put all the way up to the top of the impression. Okay, go ahead and put it back in the tree. Are you doing this? Once it's in the tree, you're gonna create 3 nodules on top. Last step is to clean up. So in conclusion, pouring a maxillary impression involves 3 simple steps: gathering your materials, mixing them together, and then pouring the impression. Congratulations on your accomplishment. Now go forth and create patients' mouths. Thank you.